Hello, everybody. Welcome to Freaky Fast Broadcasting here at the Richmond Raceway for Sim Racing Unleashed's Cup Series. And tonight we got a special night in store for all you fans. Man, oh man, we got the championship race here at Richmond. We got three drivers in contention for this championship, looking at Hunter Hayward, Joseph McWhorter, and the one of Todd Neese. Man, it's going to be one heck of a show. We'll have to see how it all comes out in these 225 laps here at the Richmond Raceway. But I tell you what, we got a special night also because we got a returning commentator tonight joining us up here for Sim Racing Unleashed, and that is Lee Tidwell joining me, Zach Hall up in the booth with Robert Moyer running the cameras. Lee, how's it feel to be back, buddy?
You know, it's been about a 4 or 5 month hiatus from not only Sim Racing Unleashed, but Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And the bug has been there. It's been itching. It's been ready to come back out, but work has been so crazy. And it just so happened that circumstances fell apart to where I could be here tonight for the season finale, with joining Big Mac in the booth and putting eyes behind the curtain. And we could bring the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed to the epitome of what Freaky Fast Broadcasting can do. I am so excited to be here. Gentlemen, thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back up here with us, Lee. We, trust me, we heard it all the time. Where's Lee at? Because they loved you out there in the crowd. So we were glad to have you back.
Thanks for all the emoticons or emojis or whatever. I saw them flying. Even saw a few angry ones. I'm guaranteeing that was Brandon Colley who was throwing those out there. But it is so good to be back. And tonight, Zach, there's a lot on the line.
Yes.
It's a season finale, and there's so many intricate storylines on paths to victory.
Yeah, very many storylines with that, Lee, for sure, as we're headed into qualifying right now. But the big key here tonight is if Joseph McWhorter, Todd Neese is going to need definitely some help in the one. He's 16 points back here tonight in that number one car, following Hunter Hayward, our points leader, after his first victory last week. So he's going to need some help. He's going to need both Joseph McWhorter and Hunter Hayward to have very bad races where they finish down really near the end of the end of this field. So Todd Neese is a long shot. He is got a chance, but he definitely is a long shot. Now with Joseph McWhorter, the picture opens up a little bit more for him, as in that 30 car, he has to come out of here, sit on the pole personally, lead the most laps, and get those maximum 3 bonus points that you can carry out of here, which will give you 43 points. From there, Hunter Hayward has to finish 6th or better. Pretty much that is the way Joseph, I think, has got to look at this. He's got to go out here, try to get maximum points, and do the best job he can, because 9 points is a lot to make up with 1 point per position. I'm telling you what, a lot of pressure here tonight. It's going to come down to the drivers that make the least amount of mistakes, and I'm excited. This is the nervous energy that makes me really get excited, and that adrenaline pumping. I'm actually can already feel the blood flow starting to flow right now, because this stuff is going to get really closely.
But when you think about it with Hunter Hayward, you know, it's such a spectacular season, winning last week and everything, but knowing that there's circumstances that can happen that he has to finish in the top 6. And you look at where we are. We're at Richmond, a 0.72 mile D-shaped, for the lack of a better term, oval. There's lots of bumping, lots of grinding, but he can't set back. He can't do a Larry Yingling type thing and look for the bubble wrap and just float around top 10-ish, you know, right around there. He's going to have to drive this race as if to finish in the top 5. So putting that much pressure on him in the final race of the season, that could cause for mistakes, or it could cause for one of those instant classics that we always talk about.
You're very correct with that, Lee. And right now, Hunter Hayward already jumped himself up to the top of the board. So if he can continue to hold that position, well, no, someone else just took it. It looks like Joseph McWhorter, he did do it there with a 21.65. So look at that. We're already seeing the two guys going for the battle right now, 1 and 2 on the boards. And that's very important, because Joseph, if Hunter would have got that 1 bonus point, that'd make it where he has to finish 7th. And then, well, actually, technically 8th, because Joseph would lose out on that bonus point and only be able to get 42. So with Joseph getting the pole so far with about a little less than 2 minutes here to go, we should be able to see if he can do that, because first off, if he gets this pole lead, he's going to be able to lead a lap straight off the get-go here and have a lap led. So that's 2 bonus points right in his back pocket, and then he can go for that 3rd and final bonus point of leading the most laps, and that puts him in a good position, and it makes it tough for Hayward. Like you said, he's not going to be able to sit around. He'll have to finish 6th or better, and in this field, 6th or better is not going to be easy.
6 or better is not, as McWhorter's sitting on the pole at the moment. Hayward second. Bradley Delph is going to be sitting in third. Let me see. Stippian fourth. Cedric Hunter fifth. So that's your top 5 as of right now. Still laps being ran. Won by my most favoriteest driver, and I have missed saying his name, the number 22 of Rodrigo Loga. I have missed saying Rodrigo Loga. He is in the field tonight. I'm so glad to see him here. But yeah, going to be a great night, a season to remember here with Sim Racing Unleashed.
That it will be here. As we got less than 20 seconds to go here in qualifying. I think pretty much most of the times you're going to see are already set down. And we got, looks like Jason Adams, Michael Yarrow, Rodrigo Loga, and Buzz out there who have not put a time down. So those guys have yet to qualify, and I don't think they'll be able to get in. As there it is, the end of qualifying, and Joseph McWhorter will be your pole setter. So that right there puts that bonus point in his back pocket. He needed to do that, and guess what? He's done that. So now the pressure is on. This is going to get wild, and I tell you what, it's going to be a showdown between these two, and you never know, Todd Nice might be able to sneak in there if these guys get to fighting too much. As we now pull up our qualifying results, you'll see there Joseph McWhorter starting on that pole position, followed alongside by Hunter Hayward in the second spot. Third is going to go to Brad Delph after a well of a job this into this season to gain positions each and every week. Fourth will go to Steven Stippian. Fifth there is Cedric Hunter. Sixth will be Brandon Hartwell in the 5 machine. 7th will be Mark Whitley. 8th is Lane Doyle. 9th, Braden Caress. 10th is Nicholas Lobe. 11th will be Max Widner. Clifton Ashley will start in the 12th position. 13th will go to Stephen Leffler. 14th, Aaron Bradford. 15th, Robert Cheswick. 17th, Todd Nice. Gomez will start in the 17th position, followed by Robbie Darnell in 18th. 19th goes to Michael Yarrow. Rodrigo Loga will start in the 20th position. 21st, Buzz. And rounding out your field tonight is Jason Adams in the 24th car, starting 22nd. And I tell you what, 22 cars here, great field for a finale. And it definitely opens it up for Todd Nice even to possibly come out here a champion. So this is not over yet for these guys, I can tell you that much. And also Brandon Hartwell, I must say, I just looked at that. He's 18 points back, so he still has a chance technically. Braden Caress in 5th in points, 24 points back, will not have a shot at this. But yeah, man, Lee, this is exciting as we're going to get these cars rolling off and get ready to set this field.
Going to set the field 225 laps around Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. I kind of liked Richmond, Virginia. It's got a cool little airport. It's a little bitty airport. I mean, the security officers, the TSA, so easy to get in and through. And not that I'm trying to sneak anything through or anything. It's just there's not long lines like you would like at at a BNA or JFK or something like that. But now Richmond's got a cool little airport, and for the amount of planes that comes in, you would think that they'd have a much bigger one. I don't know why I got on the subject of airports, because we're not at Daytona, but that's what happens when you get me and you together.
Hey, the airport's important, man. When you're going to these places, they got to go through the airport. So, that is a cool little thing. The smaller town areas like these racetracks are in Virginia are really cool. It's kind of similar thing with Martinsville. So, Richmond is a big city, but it's also like the tracks off a little bit to, the side of the city. So it's a great racetrack, and it's going to put down some great racing here tonight. I can tell you that much, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you let us know how the viewing angles are and what the quality is like and what we sound like here tonight. And let us know who you're rooting for in this championship battle out there, so we can get some reactions between everybody, as they will be doing 2 pace laps here tonight. So we'll have 1 more pace lap before we get them going green. But I can tell you what, the nervous energy is building. And with the front 2 right now, the guys in the main contenders in this championship battle, it's going to be wild. I can tell you that much.
Season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It is the dream team of broadcasting bringing you this season finale tonight. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, and Oz himself, Robert Moya Jr., working the controls as we get set for 225 laps to glory, possibly for Hunter Hayward. Lots of different ways of McWhorter to take this. We have 4 in points contention that could come away with the victory, and it all begins in 1/2 lap. Coming out of 3 and 4, the pace lights are off, the pace car pulls off, and here we go. McWhorter and Hayward will bleed it 1-2 to the line for 225 laps of Sim Racing Unleashed.
Great restart for all these guys in the field. Joseph McWhorter able to clear Hunter Hayward, but from there on back, it's 2x2 as they race out of turn 2 here.
Yep, Cedric Hunter on the low side there. Got Hartwell caught to the high side. Here comes Whitley underneath. And looking like trying to settle out. But look at McWhorter taking off and leaving after lap number 1.
He's got to lead the most laps, so that's going to be his key here tonight, is be able to get out there and dominate this race and put it in Hunter Hayward's ball court to have a mistake and, not get the finish he deserves here, or needs, sorry.
You don't deserve it, sir. You just don't.
Hey, you got to earn it. You got to earn it, but definitely Hunter's earned it throughout the rest of the season. He just picked up the pace each and every week. I mean, he's got his first win last week, and he's been on the cusp of that, multiple races throughout the playoffs, and that's why he's in this position to win this championship at this moment.
The number 21 of Hunter Hayward sitting in second position. We got a lawnmower to the inside. That's Loga. Rodrigo Loga. Down cutting some grass. No caution. Going to keep it on going through 1 and 2. McWhorter in first. Hayward second. Stimpy in third. Delph fourth. And Mark Whitley will round out your top 5. And you've got a single file line looking like a Chattanooga choo-choo coming around 3 and 4.
Yeah, you do. Everybody's single file at the moment. But look at Mark Whitley. He's going to make the pass on Brad Delph. Cedric Hunter tried to look to the outside, but could not get it done, as right now you're seeing the Braden Caress started coming to the picture in that 91 machine also. As everybody's pretty much single filed out, like you said there, Lee, but definitely a little bit of moves being made here and there. The key here is going to be able to keep them rear tires under you, because this place is all about traction.
All about traction and trying to put the rubber down to the road, get the most acceleration out of these corners as you can without spinning the tires. Look at Cedric Hunter putting the pressure on the number 14 of Brad Delph. That battle is for 5th and 6th. Right behind him, Braden Caress. So these three have been accordion in and out of these turns. This seems to be the closest as so-called battle we have so far. But everyone's settled down. You got to think, 225 laps. You got to get into your groove. This is what we call a rhythm track. Get into your rhythm and let's work it. We still got many pit stops left, and there goes Hunter to the inside. Down to the inside of number 14, Brad Delph. He is now going to take that 5th position, move into the top 5. Braden Caress now looking down to the inside of Delph. Delph got hung on that high groove and coming out of 2.
Wow, yeah,
31.
Both will follow through there. So that was a great pass for both Cedric Hunter and Braden Caress. Delph is starting to fall back a little bit here in the 14. But I'll tell you one thing you can do here is you really can burn the tires off. So maybe Delph is thinking that. He said, you know what, I'm going to let these guys go, not burn my stuff up, and I'll be back to see you later, boys, here in a few laps if this thing goes green. So like you said, 225 laps, long race here at Richmond. No reason to do anything too hasty here and get yourself ended up in the wall with some early damage to use up that fast repair. That could be very vital at the end of this race if you get in trouble.
And that's something that a lot of sim racers have to get used to, is that patience of grinding the laps. Yeah, I still haven't got used to that. I still want that instant gratification. I want to get in the car. There's a car in front of me. I should be passing them in the next turn. It's one of those things where, why am I not catching up faster? Why am I only knocking off a 10th of a second a lap, where I should be, I'm knocking off a 10th of a second a lap. I guess I'm more of a glass half empty kind of guy.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is a lot of times, people start on the iRacing service here that we have, and you start off in those races where it's 50, 60 lappers, and you got to get everything done so early in the race there that if you don't, you're not going to get to the end. So really it comes down to the big picture of, in a league racing, style like we have here, you got to be always planning for the big picture. And in official racing, personally, you don't have that in mind. You have more of, I got to go get what I can early. And, those short races, it gives you like that sprint race mentality. So, these guys have ran this whole season like this, so they're definitely in tune with it. So they know what they're doing. And I'm sure they're all thinking about, man, we got 225 laps here. Don't use my stuff up now.
I'd like to say hello to everyone out there on Facebook, on YouTube, on all of the interwebs, whether or not you're watching us live or maybe in the year 2032. Hello from Lee, Zach, and Robert Moyer. Thank you for joining us for the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed. Let's show the future how interactive we can be. Let's hit those react buttons right now. If you're on Facebook, I want to see a thumbs up. Give me a care emoji. It's been 5 daggone months, people. I need a care emoji. Maybe a lot. If you want to get angry, go ahead, get angry. Brandon Colley, you can throw an angry emoji if you want to. I understand. On YouTube, give us a like on this video. Let's see if we can make this the most liked video in Freaky Fast history. Also, if you haven't subscribed, let's make this the biggest subscription day in Freaky Fast history, both on YouTube as well as follows on Facebook. Click those buttons right now. I feel like a telethon from the 1983.
Hey, that's right. You guys show the love. We gotta show the love to you, Lee, and show the love here at Freaky Fast if y'all can. So it's all about love here up in the Freaky Fast booth.
Yeah, I love Zach. I've missed old Big Mac.
Hey, I missed you too, Lee. I learned a lot since you've been gone, though.
Oh no, I can tell, man. You got a little special sauce going on there.
A little special sauce.
So McWhorter will continue to lead. Hunter Hayward in second, Stimpy in third, Whitley fourth, Cedric Hunter has moved up to fifth, Caress in sixth, Delph seventh, Hartwell will be in eighth. In ninth will be Lane Doyle, and then Stephen Leffler will round out your top 10. Looking right now at the 32 of Lane Doyle. Well, that was just jump camera. Stephen Leffler now the 72. Look, I'm getting even better. Things are starting to come back to me. Got my little live view going on. The 72 of Leffler. You know, he's one of the few cars that I knew who it was as soon as I joined the server, because it ain't changed.
It ain't changed. That's right. He's always in that purple, blue, and white 72. So I mean, he's repping those colors for budget sim boxes, and it's really cool. Like you said, just the same car every week, and it lets us follow along much easier.
Well, and even for like fans that jump in mid-season or something, when you see that same car each and every week, or like someone that comes back and they're like, man, I can't remember who all these guys are. They're going to see that car and go, that's Leffler right there.
That's exactly right. Here is 20 laps in the book so far, and I tell you what, Joseph McWhorter might have led every lap so far and still on the pole, but Hunter Hayward has not let him get away here in this 21. And the big thing is he's doing exactly everything he's supposed to. There's literally, he can sit here and ride like this the rest of the race, and he ends up the champion. He does not need to force too many of an issue, but behind that, even we have a battle. Mark
Whitley, Stympian, and Cedric Hunter all battling along with, was that?
Looks like Caress, yeah.
Yeah, Braden Caress. So, and they all got really close there going into 3. So we're going to watch this battle now. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Hunter Caress, Stympian, and Delph. Stemp had a good run on the outside. Actually had Cedric Hunter beat. Couldn't pass Mark Whitley. Then had to let off. Hunter able to slide back underneath. So that'll slide them back into position. The 81 of Steven Stympian pulling me a solid and racing in Global Racing League this afternoon at 12:20. Right here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Stemp, thanks for the assist, sir. I don't know. Is that who we lost?
All right. Looks like Zach attack a Mac Hall there. Lost internet there for a second, so he'll be back once it's back up. But yes, Steven Stympian ran today with Global Racing League there at 12:20 and had a pretty good run there for your team there, Lee. But right now he's looking pretty good out there, running in 6th position.
Yeah, running in 6th, right behind Braden Caress, who has managed to pass him. Caress is starting to be on the move now, as you can start seeing him picking up a little bit of speed, kind of like what Zach was talking about. You know, kind of like Bradley Delph, let's let these guys go on by and burn them tires up, and then once they plateau, as you guys like to say, they still got a little bit left in them, because you can see Caress, some great closing speed there in the corners to the number 11 of Cedric Hunter.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that Bradley Delph, past couple weeks there, Lee, has picked up the pace, has became a faster driver, and I do believe that he likes this new build that just came out here for iRacing, because he has picked them up, slammed them down, and has some great finishing in the truck season, the last 3 races, and he's been very strong here at the end for the past month. So that team has finally come together out there, as we got Zach back from running to
Yeah.
get a funnel cake. So he needed to go get that funnel cake, everybody, and some Mountain Dew for Lee and some coffee for me. So, all right, well, I'll hand it back over to Lee Tidwell and Zach Hall.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Had a little bit of a hiccup there, but we're back, and we're glad to be back. Because man, I was sad there for a minute, but it looks like definitely some pressure being put on Cedric Hunter, or Cedric Hunter putting the pressure here on Mark Whitley in that third position now too, as Hunter Hayward is also. But Cedric's been kind of looking a little bit a few times here at the back bumper of that 77, saying, "I'm trying to go forward." And we've seen Cedric on the pass race here at Richmond for sim racing, at least in the trucks. He flat out was just super fast in that number 11. So I would not be surprised to see him here fast here again in the Cup car.
Yeah, he's pulling right up to the bumper and maybe even having to tap that stop pedal every once in a while just so he doesn't run into the back of Whitley. So he's going to find a way around Whitley sooner or later, as the front two have pulled out to a 2-second lead over Whitley, Hunter, and Perez behind them.
And 31 laps into this run lead, this is where you're going to start to feel the tire wear. We can go a lot longer. As well, Cedric Hunter, you can see us right on the front bumper, getting so close to the rear. But as we keep going longer and longer, these tires are just going to keep degrading. And yeah, there he goes to the inside. Nice and clean pass.
Yep, kept waiting for that inside to open up, and it did. Whitley coming right to the backside and says, "I saw that."
He definitely did, and smart move by him though. 32 laps into a 225 lap race, he said, I maybe could have went back under him, but Cedric was hounding them there for multiple laps, and he got the job done. Now let's see if this Hello Kitty 11 can start to drive up there, because he's known to be better when it comes to these longer runs. That's his attribute, and we'll see if he can do it. Because like I said, we're getting into the part of the run now where the tires are definitely going to start to matter.
Well, and with McWhorter and Hayward now running into lap traffic, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not just that clean air in front of them. Now they got Aaron Bradford, as they're going to have to start contending with Bradford. And then in front of Bradford is going to be Cheswick, Gomez, Robbie Darnell. So we're starting to run up on some lap traffic, as now McWhorter and Hayward's going to dive underneath the number 3 of Aaron Bradford.
And that'll be another big, huge factor here is, we got 22 race cars out here, or 20 right now at the moment on the racetrack. So that's going to be a huge factor here, is getting through lap traffic. And I tell you what, Hunter Hayward has done this race so far perfect. Joseph's done perfect too, but the thing is Hayward is there and putting the pressure on Joseph. And Joseph has to literally sit there and watch his mirror and hope that this guy makes a mistake, or the championship will not happen for him.
Yeah, I picture Hayward kind of like from Talladega Nights, drinking his tea in his Perrier uniform with, classical music playing in the background, and he's just cruising.
That's a pretty cool picture. I like that. Imagine that in my head too. So yeah, Hunter Hayward there. And I tell you what, for such a young man, a young 15-year-old he's just been outstanding, and his growth has really been the most impressive thing throughout the season. He contended a few times for wins early in the season, but it was mostly top fives, in front, near the end of the top 10, and he's just got better. Once the playoffs have happened, he's kicked in his Jimmy Johnson mode. I know he'll be happy to hear that, because that kid is a huge Jimmy Johnson fan. So if he can hear he was compared to Jimmy Johnson, he's probably I tell you what, he's doing it though. That's the thing. You got to be consistent, and that's what Jimmy Johnson brought to the table when it came to playoffs like this.
Yeah, and Hayward just continues to sit behind McWhorter and let McWhorter deal with the lap traffic, and then just following him on around. Everybody's been pretty cordial, sticking to the high side, letting them on under. But as we're now going to move back to Cedric Hunter, the number 11 in third position, Hunter's now starting to catch up with him. Look at there.
Yeah, he's been the fastest car on the racetrack the last few laps. He's been about 2 to 3 tenths faster too. So that number 11 definitely coming into his own here. That's the thing I've seen, is he's just been consistently better on the long runs usually. So that's something, that's his trait, man.
And then you got Whitley right behind him and Braden Perez. So the third, fourth, and fifth place cars. Now, there was like a 3-second lead, and now there's only 2.5 between first and fifth. But Cedric Hunter's closed it down to a 1.5 second. They're starting to be in the same camera shot. That's how close they are.
Yeah, that camera shot will tell you a lot about the gap when you start seeing that car coming to the pictures. We're looking back here at Hartwell. He's started in 6th, and he got back to 6th now as he was able to get by Steven Stipien a couple laps ago, and Stevens actually fell behind Brad Delft now. I think Stipien has kind of burned the rears off that 81 as he's starting to fall back in that 81. I see a lot of times him really getting pretty wiggly on the exits. Steve Leffler starting to catch up to him too.
Look, I'm telling you, Kayla's cheering for him. He's either going to do one or two things. Either he's going to start a run right now and start picking off positions, or he's going to hit the wall. I don't know which one it's going to be. But since Kayla has spoken, something shall happen.
That's very much true. He's just struggling for rear grip right now, and that's something that's, like I was saying earlier, that's the key to this racetrack is keeping the rears under you. And once you light them up a few times, that temperature just never comes back to you.
As we watch throughout the field, 15 cars on the lead lap as of now. Robbie Darnell, the last one. Him and Jason Adams. Whoa! McWhorter. I don't know if he was up into the wall or what, but he slowed up quick. I think he scraped that outside wall. Hunter Hayward had to get on the brakes.
Yeah, Hunter Hayward there saw the front end about his car about tore off right there, Lee, and McWhorter didn't get into the wall, but he had to slow down so much to not hit the wall, and that was what the huge checkup was there. I mean, they ran a 23.28 last time to Cedric's 22.82. I mean, he gained almost a whole half a second on those guys right there from that little bit of slowdown. So he's definitely closed the gap even more, and even Mark Willey matching times with these guys up here too. So the front four have just really been dead even.
As we move it on back, we was talking about Steven Stipien. Stipien sitting around Leffler right now. Right behind him and front, Bradley Delf in 7th position. So Stipien only back to 8th, Leffler in 9th. In 10th position will be Yarrow. Yarrow is rounding out the top 10. He is about he's about a second and a half behind Stipien at the moment. So we got a pretty big gap between 1st and 10th. But Leffler to the inside of Stipien, almost put him up against the wall. That was close.
That it was.
Now we're going to 3 and 4. Stip's going to pinch him down. Gets that run and will retain position. Those I tell you what, Tina Turner would be proud because the tail feathers are shaking here at Richmond right now.
They definitely are, Lee, especially off of 4. These guys are really working those rear ends. And that's where I think Steve Leffler is going to try to make the pass. He's going to try to set it up here with Steven, light those rears up, and it's hard to make the pass though without doing it yourself because you want to get on the gas to get that drive off, and you get that little bit extra, and that's what happens. You see the tail feather whip.
Never seen a stock car twerk before until Cedric Hunter.
That's very true.
It was Daytona. Cedric Hunter made a stock car twerk.
And Hayward here's dropped back just a tiny bit the last few laps here from McWhorter. Oh, he dives it off in there. Oh, he lost the rear end there on entry, and that tells me the rear of the car is starting to go, and that's where you're going to see it's going to start to happen on entry, and then it'll start to go on exit also as they're entering the corner. He definitely looks a little bit sideways entering too.
Yeah, the in-car cam shot right there on the gyro, showing you exactly what is happening inside of Hunter Hayward's car. And you can tell not only having to kind of work that wheel, but just how much he's that back end is not solid. It's not quite baby legs yet, but it's not solid coming off of the turn.
Yeah, he's working the wheel. As you see, he's just counter steering almost every entry, and that tells me it's a little bit free there, definitely. And these guys, you try to dive it in there pretty deep, and then that's when it steps away from you. And it seems like the lap times are going back to where these guys, one lap Joseph will run faster, one lap Hunter will run faster, one lap Joseph runs faster, and that really comes down to the heat of these tires. And even Cedric Hunter starting to drop back a little bit, as even Mark Whitley's really fell off now too.
Yeah, Whitley in 4th position is now back well over 2 seconds from the lead. I like that camera shot. I saw it earlier today. That's a cool camera shot.
It really is. Get to see that McCafe.
Now I want a coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but that's a wall. But I will drink McCafe coffees. You know, the little frappuccinos or whatever. Those are good.
Yeah, they definitely are. We got a little inside look at the safer barrier there, so that was pretty cool. That shows you the technology there NASCAR has. As wow, look at these cool shots. Ryder's just pulling all the shots out on us right now, Lees. And
He's
look
like, it's the finale. What else is there to hold back? Let's just throw it at everyone. That's a cool shot. And look at him just following McWhorter.
yeah,
I mean, he literally is listening to soft jazz right now. And just setting. I mean, there's no need for bubble wrap. He's got plenty of room between himself and not only McWhorter in the front, but Cedric Hunter in the back. He's just cruising around and just walking it around that curve, walking around the turns, tiptoeing out of the turn to ensure that back end does stay centered before he accelerates out. Now we're looking at the 81 of Steven Stempien.
and he's gotten past by Leffler now. And I tell you what, he's definitely going to want to see a caution, I think, at some point, because he is definitely burning the rear tires off that 81, because he was in that third position looking really strong, and then ever since then he's just slowly dropped back, and he's starting to fall into the clutches of Yarrow here. Or actually, Yarrow's even got by. I didn't even notice. I thought that was a lap car. That's the 95 of Yarrow because he changed his paint scheme. Help me.
Yeah, Yarrow in front of Stempien now. Leffler in front of Yarrow. So Leffler making some moves now. Top 10 shaking up just a bit. Stemp is falling back to the 10th position. So it's going to be McWhorter, Hayward, Hunter, Whitley, Hartwell, Perez, Delph, Leffler, Yarrow, Stempien. Your top 10 here in the season finale at Richmond Raceway. This is a cool little racetrack. I mean, it really is. The configuration of it, the speed that it'll actually carry, the fact that it's in Richmond, I don't know. I had to come up with a third fact, and I had no other third pluses.
I love this racetrack. It is by far one of my favorite racetracks on the whole entire circuit. It's so racy, just in terms of from a driver point of view. You got options here, just different ways to enter and exit the corner, and just different stylistically ways to work your way around this track. I can say we're on lap 60 right now. The guys are definitely feeling the rear tires more than anything right now. They're definitely a little bit overworked. I think you're going to see those pit stops start happening around 75. You're going to be looking at these guys going for a two-stop strategy here tonight at Richmond around lap 75. And right now we're about to have a battle for second, I believe, as Hunter Hayward has fell into the grasps of Cedric Hunter. And I tell you what, that just shows you right here. This is where Hunter Hayward's got to keep his head down and say, I'm still in second place. All I need to do is finish sixth or better. And it's 7 seconds back to sixth. If this race stays green, which I don't want to say I highly doubt, but I highly doubt it, is Joseph McWhorter, our leader, about had a big moment also. As these guys are really on the edge right now. So I could expect a caution at any moment, but we could go green. And that's where Hunter Hayward's got to keep a big picture in mind here, Lee, of staying in the top 6.
So let me ask you this, Zach. So for people like myself that we're not car people, we don't know exactly what happens with cars, or any new viewers that inside the safer barrier again, any new viewers that are curious of what the inside of a safer barrier looks like, but doesn't understand tire fall off. Hey, tell us exactly what's happening to the rear tires of these cars right now.
Well, what happens here is you mostly take off with these cars. The balance of the car is going to shift to the front as the run goes on. And what that means is it's going to want to turn a lot more. You're going to turn the wheel, and the rear end's going to want to kick out to the right, and the front end's going to want to kick to the left. So it's kind of like driving on ice, as you would say. And the more you do that, the more those rear tires are going to heat up. The heat leads to the creation of air pressure actually in the rear tires. The air goes up, your tire gets harder, which in turn makes the traction zone a lot more difficult. So the more you slide, the more the heat you build up, and also you take tread off the tire. We have what we have in iRacing is called a tread percentage, and as you burn that tread off, you get less and less grip in that tread of that tire. Just at home you'd say you got your grooves in your tire. These are slicks, so you just completely take the top layer off. And as you start to burn that top layer off, the tire just loses more grip, and you build up more and more heat. And heat is your biggest enemy in this version 7 tire model on iRacing. You build up heat in the tires, and that comes from sliding, over driving, getting to the gas too hard, spinning the rear tires. That right there is literally the number one thing that will ruin your long run speed. And that's what these guys are struggling for right now. As you see, like Lee said, they're shaking their tail feather because literally the tires are just hot and they're gummy. It's almost like the tire just wants to. It's almost melting. I guess you could say you got like some melted cheese on the bottom of your tires, riding around.
I want nachos.
Hey, me too. That'd be nice right now. But maybe we can get Robert to run down there. But he's got cameras to run. Never mind. That's a bad idea, Zach.
I want some nachos with chili right now, man. That sounds so good. And a bean burrito.
I would take that too, Lee. I definitely would. I tell you what, these guys right now they take 4 tires. I think that's what they got on their mind as we're nearing that pit window.
Yeah, we're looking at Cedric Hunter. Well, at least I was watching Cedric Hunter. We're actually watching all kinds of cool shots that Robert has available to him. But Cedric Hunter, right to the backside of Hunter Hayward. But it looks like he is pretty content with just riding along back there. He hasn't really looked down. Now he's looking to the inside coming out of 3. Cedric Hunter will slide back. He's testing the waters now for that second position, especially coming out of 3.
Yeah, he right now is looking like probably the strongest driver when it comes down to this very, very late portion of the run. He's able to put the power down where these other guys are having a big wiggle coming off the corner. As you see, he might get the look here. He's going to look to the inside, going down the 1 here to try to make the pass on that number 21. There goes the 11 to the second position. See if he can run down that leader, Joseph McWhorter. I think that was very smart from Hunter Hayward. No reason to battle, lose time to Hayward here right before the pit stops because he is still in a prime position here in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, and between 3rd and 4th is, oh, we got a caution. That's going to make a lot of people happy. So the 44 was involved. That's going to be Robbie Darnell.
Ooh, that's right in the pit window, so this works out for everybody. At least nobody has pitted really. So
oh yeah,
check that out.
He caught when he came out of 4, out of 2, excuse me. That left tire seems like it just caught and shook that tail feather a little too much. That mellow yellow car, because it wasn't Mountain Dew, hit the wall really hard.
I think he spilled some Melio on the racetrack right there, but
All right, his pants won.
That's true. He might need a new fire suit, but yeah, you seen the 44 Robbie Darnell, our first caution of this evening. So first run in the books, guys. We're right in the pit window, so this works out for the guys perfectly. No real big strategy change. They're going pit about really probably lap 150 is what you're going to be looking at next time, 155 possibly. So here we go, hitting pit road so you can win the race off pit road. But I want to hear from the fans out there. What's your guys' thought on the first run there? It's looking pretty racy up front, and I tell you what, this championship is going to come down to the very much wire. Let us know who you're rooting for out there and who you think is going to pull this thing off.
Pit party.
Pit party. I forgot about that, Lee, man. Oh man, that's the classic here.
Yeah, I was going to hit it, then they all pulled off, and I'm like, oh, that was a pit party, guys. It's right there. See it? It happened.
We seen it. Oh, I think Cedric Hunter may have had either speeding or he did something wrong because he's got a penalty, so he's going to drop to the back. So drove all the way to second. Now he's going to go to the rear of the field. Man, oh man, that's tough for him. And I tell you what, this helps Joseph out a little bit because he's got teammate Mark Whitley now up into the 3rd position, able to restart behind him. And if he can get a car in between him and Hunter, that'll definitely help. As the run goes on, he can save his stuff even more.
And that's one of the things about, be it real, in person, in real life racing, or even sim racing, you can drive a perfect race, but one mental error can totally blow your evening. And I mean, so many times I've slid through my pit box, or I've sped on pit road, or, got a black flag for some stupid reason. Shut up. And just ruined my entire race. So, but with being lap 75 of 225, Cedric Hunter is in no way, shape, or form out of this race.
Oh, no. He can definitely come back. Yeah, and we got out in chat, Kelly Hayward. She says she's chewing her nails and go number 21. So she's rooting on her son there, saying he can do it.
What is slip angle hall?
I don't know. I guess something to do with melee. Slip angle hall, I guess. Oh, I guess it must be something to do with the tires here. Robert's enlightening us here. So Robert, good thinking there. I think that's what he is talking about. So it's and Hakali's saying he thinks Hayward's a lock for the championship. Isn't the fastest, but he doesn't need to be, and that's exactly right. But we just seen a mistake from Cedric Hunter that can happen to anybody, and that's where Hunter Hayward's got to think. Don't make no mistakes on pit road and put yourself out of this, because like you were saying, Lee, it's just those little mental laps that if he does that, say in a late race caution here or something, he'll lose the championship right there with a speeding penalty. So he's got to think of that and put that in the back of his mind every time they come to pit road.
So we will get set to go back green. It'll be McWhorter, Hayward, Whitley, Hartwell, and Delph, your top 5. Leffler will be number 6. And on the outside of that third lane, look at Whitley right up behind McWhorter.
Green, green, green.
And they power off. Nice start there by Hayward on the high side. Going to drop down in front of Whitley and got enough room there. Man, that's some big energy right there from Hunter Hayward. Whitley almost tapped him in the backside as we come out of 2. It's going to be McWhorter, and then Hayward, Whitley, Hartwell, and Leffler. And then Delph's going to drop down to the inside of Leffler. We come out of 4, going across the start-finish line, and it's getting racy from around 4th on.
And it is Hunter Hayward there. Big move to get down to 2nd. Then the racing back here with Stephen Leffler, Brad Delph. And we got a caution, guys. I think Aaron Bradford went around.
Yep,
Second
the
caution.
the 3 of Aaron Bradford involved in that incident. As we get ready for a freaky fast replay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it just lost that tail end. Those fresh tires wasn't quite warm yet, and the tail end swung around pretty quickly on that number 3 machine and collected the bellow yellow. There's some more slightly yellowish liquid all over the place now.
Yeah, it's hey, I mean, at least it'll add grip to the corners probably with all that sugar, the stickiness of that. So hopefully it adds a little grip for these drivers. I'm sure they'll want that. But yeah, Darnell in the bad position there, getting a little bit of damage on that their contact again. So I think you'll see everybody here stay out, of course, and get this restart again. But man, oh man, I gotta tell you, my heart dropped for Hunter Hayward there on that restart. He took a bold move right there, and he definitely could have paid the price for that. But I like it though. He's being aggressive, and he's saying, I'm here to race, and I'm here to get the position I deserve. But he's also got to think of the big picture too. But wow, what a move!
But think about it, though. You said that Whitley and McWhorter are teammates. If Hayward would have let Whitley get in front of him, he could have held him up, let McWhorter get a jump, and then, no telling what happens later on in the race. And you might need McWhorter not to win that race. So, getting in between those two was a very smart move by Hunter Hayward. But man, his spotter must be excellent on calling fractions of an inch, because there wasn't much room for him to slide down there.
Yeah, that was as close as it gets there, Lee. And like you said, I think that's the biggest thing you had in mind is he cannot let the teammate get in between them two. And that'll definitely help Joseph McWhorter's cause. And I think that's what Joseph's thinking in the back of his mind is like, all right, I got to do my best here to try to get my teammate in there between and maybe ruffle some feathers there. But Hayward, he's on his game, and he closed the door and was able to make it work and get right to the back bumper of that 30 and keep that 21 right in the mind of that 30. And I think that's his game plan, is saying, I'm here, Joseph. You're going to have to do more, and you can't do no more. So, that'll be a tough feeling for Joseph, too, if he wins this race, leads the most laps, and then still can't come out of here the champion.
So your top 10 is going to be McWhorter, Hayward, Whitley, Hartwell, Delph, Leffler, Caress, Lane Doyle, Steven Stempien, and Clifton Ashley will round out your top 10 here this evening. Lap 82 of 225 with Sim Racing Unleashed, the season finale. Lee Tidwell, Big Mac himself, Zach Hall, the man behind the curtain, Oz. He is Robert Moya Jr. joining you here, the Freaky Fast Broadcasting, bringing you Sim Racing Unleashed, the season finale here at Richmond Raceway. This is a fun little racetrack.
That it is. Shaped oval here is amazing, and I'll tell you what, it's been a fun time so far here as we're going to bring this thing back to green flag racing in a little bit.
So 1 lap to go before we go green, right?
Yes, one lap.
I am live. Yes, I am live. I was rewatching some of the old clip videos I made and some of the old races we did together, and I can't tell you how many times I counted that you would hear green flag, and I'm sitting there just rattling on about something because I'm 20 seconds behind and never got my camera view live.
It's easy to do. Sometimes I trick myself with that still, Lee. It's you get so into the action, and then all of a sudden you're saying, "Oh, it's already happened."
We are from the past.
Right? I took the words out of my mouth there. Well,
So here we come. The pace car will come off. McWhorter on the inside. Hunter Hayward on the high side. Whitley will be right behind him. And look at Whitley. Gave him that good little bump. Is Hayward going to try to slide down this time? I don't think he's going to have enough room. As Whitley's going to close that gap quickly. But look at Hayward on the high side. Hunter Hayward going through 1 and 2. Going to power through the top side. And we got another caution. But was he ahead?
he was.
Hayward was ahead. He's going to take the lead off the caution. What happened? The 24 was involved. That's going to be Jason Adams.
Wow, I have to go back and check out the freaky fast replay here, but man, oh man, what a restart. Let's see what happens here as they go down the 1. Jason Adams here got the 3 behind him, but Aaron Bradford looks like he got a little help. And then look, Robbie Darnell again, the Mellow Yellow, nowhere to go. I tell you what, he's had a tough night tonight, guys.
Wonder if I wish there was a way we can come out to right when the caution dropped and look at where the cars were situated. But yeah, Hunter Hayward will be the new leader of this race.
Man, he just drove it down in there and got that nose ahead. And look at that, Hunter
Here we
Hayward
go.
now our leader.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because it looks like he was going to try to drop down in between Whitley and McWhorter again, but instead he held that high line and here we go on the Freaky Fast broadcast replay. He held that high line and powered through. The yellow dropped right about now.
Yeah.
So that extra little power move out of 2 put Hayward in the lead, and that is huge for him on this restart, is to go ahead and get out in front of McWhorter, make McWhorter work for it, because that's something with Joseph McWhorter is he's got a lot of patience, but McWhorter sometimes overdrives that car, and if you put him in that situation to where he has to overthink and he's overanalyzing, he overdrives.
Very, very true there, Lee. This is a big turn of events here for the 21, able to jump to that lead and get a lap led. That's another thing. He gets a bonus point now. Now Joseph can only have 2 bonus points over him, so that makes 7th place a winning position for Hayward now too also. So that's a big, big factor here. But we want to give a shout to another huge factor here, our sponsors here at Sim Racing Unleashed, and that is the American Hero Hunt. American Hero Hunt is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that gets veterans and first responders into the outdoors. Free hunting, fishing, and camping adventures that are therapeutic, educational, and rewarding, all to give back to the heroes that have sacrificed so much for our great nation. Find hunt entries and more information about American Hero Hunt at facebook.com/American Hero Hunt. And you can go check out their sponsor there of American Hero Hunt, a great organization there as always. And also want to give a shout out to Budget Sim Boxes here. If you're a sim racer looking or a sim racer on a budget looking for a button box, then Budget Sim Boxes is your source with several different sizes and functionality options. Budget Sim Boxes will have the button box that fits your price range without breaking the bank. Budget Sim Boxes, your source of high quality button boxes at an affordable price. You can find them on Facebook by searching Budget Sim Boxes, or look for them in the Facebook iRacing flea market. And shout out to Stephen Leffler, as he is the owner of Budget Sim Boxes. He does a great job because I got my Budget Sim box and I love it. So shout out to the sponsors here tonight, and we appreciate it very much here as we are closing out the Sim Racing Unleashed series here tonight at Richmond, Lee.
So we got a lot of people that are getting excited about the different position changes that are going on. But I tell you what, there's been a lot of caution. And we talked about, we've always talked about cautions breed cautions. We've had one after another here. Are we going to settle back down for another, 75 lap green flag run? Or are we going to start having the caution fest at Richmond? You can have either or.
You definitely can. This place is known to have a caution lap or two, so it definitely could continue to happen. But I imagine we'll get another long green flag run here as we get ready to go to the restart zone.
Hayward chooses that low line. McWhorter will be on the high side. Now he's got Whitley behind him. Delph will be behind McWhorter. Man, they start off dead even. Look at there. Hunter Hayward's going to drive it into 1 and 2. McWhorter's going to try to make it stick on that high side. They're going to be door to door going through 2. They come out of 2. McWhorter's going to have the momentum as gets up to the front door of of Hunter Hayward. They drive it down into 3. They almost touch again. They power out of 3. McWhorter will have the lead by about a half a car length. Going back now down into 1. McWhorter's going to dive it down in front of Hunter Hayward. Mark Whitley's going to be right behind Hayward. And then we got Delph right behind them in the 4th position. Delph is going to be battling along with Brandon Hartwell as they're going to be side by side. Now, Mark Whitley's going to drop down to the inside of Hunter Hayward, and he's going to overtake that 2nd position. Hayward's drifting on back going, you know what, fellas, go ahead. You can drive like that if you want to. I got a championship to win.
That's exactly right, Lee. As you see the battle and continue back there with Braden Crest, Stephen Leffler, Stephen Stimpy, and Cedric Hunter trying to work his way through the field. But that's the key here. He's in 3rd position. He can finish up all the way back to 7th now with that lap led. And that's a huge factor for this kid. He's just got to keep that in mind. And he backed out of it, let Mark Whitley go. And that was the literally perfect move he could pull off in that 21 is Mark Whitley. Oh, we got a wreck in the back, guys. I don't know if that, yeah, there it is. The caution is back out here on the racetrack, and I believe that was Clifton Ashley as well. Have to check that one out.
Yeah, Clifton Ashley got involved in that coming out of 2, it looked like. Ashley lost it on the backside. We'll see it here on the Freaky Fast replay. Ashley going into 1, and when he comes out of 2, that backside just slides to the outside. Takes him down to that inside retaining wall that has collected so many cars. And that will bring out caution number 4 of the evening.
Now the question is, do these guys pit after these little runs like this? I don't think you do unless you're a guy near the back of this field because you got 3 sets of tires left. You only need 1 more technically to make it to the end with 1 stop to the end. But still, you got to factor in these cautions, and you want to have a fresh set sitting in the pits if you need it at the end of this race. Looks like a few guys will hit pit road. It's like Yarrow, Clifton Ashley, and Jason Adams will all hit pit road here. As it looks like, I believe that is Aaron Bradford here getting the lucky dog, so he'll get back on the lead lap with 15 guys now on the lead lap. So
Brandon Hartwell just stopped on the track. He's back going again, but he just stopped in the high line and then took back off. That was
so close with a 3 too. Yeah, that was a little bit dangerous if you ask me, but I guess he'll get back up in his position. Maybe he had to, I don't know, he had to do something. But now this is interesting. Now it's going to put Whitley back up on the top side with Joseph McWhorter on the bottom and with Hayward in line behind Joseph. I think Hayward just needs to think, you know what? Hey, I know that Mark is pretty aggressive. I mean, personally, in 3rd position, he could just hang out there and still come home with this. So I think the 15-year-old's got to figure it out, though, man. He's wise beyond his years, let me tell you that, just from working with him and helping him out a few places. So he's definitely wise beyond his years.
I think behind him, you've got, Brandon Hartwell in the number 5 machine. And Hartwell's thinking, you know what? I can gain some positions if I put some pressure on this kid. Then you got Bradley Delph, who Delph, Caress, and Leffler all very good drivers, and they'll take a position if they see a spot for it. So, Hayward is sitting in a good spot, but he's also sitting in a very dangerous spot because he's got a lot of hungry drivers around him who know this is the last race of the season, and they want to put on a good show and put on a good running and get his. I love that Bob Ross car so much. I miss that Bob Ross car.
Lane Doyle.
Oh, Lane Doyle, you're my favorite, man.
He paints a beautiful picture each week, let me tell you. He really does.
Pretty little trees. Little friendly trees.
Friendly trees.
And the rabbits. See the little pretty rabbit?
If you've never watched Bob Ross, people, go on Twitch, trust me, because there's always a 24/7 Bob Ross stream. It's great.
You can go to sleep to that stuff.
Exactly. That's exactly. I've done it before. It's a great thing to fall asleep to. Trust me. It's very relaxing. Watching Bob Ross paint mountains and scenery and
You can either
just
watch Bob Ross or Eric Andre. It's about the same thing.
yeah, right. Oh no, probably two different spectrums there. Pretty good though. I like both of them though. So
I cannot stand Eric Andre at all. My son loves it. He'll come in here and start, dude, Dad, on Eric Andre. I'm like, dude, I don't care at all what happened. I don't care if they blew themselves up on stage. I don't care.
uh, it's definitely an interesting show there. But it looks like Joseph McWhorter is electing to take the outside lane instead to possibly. I mean, the outside lane was really good actually. So we could see that work again here.
Yeah, it was powerful going in these last two restarts. So here we go, McWhorter to the high side, and look at Whitley. He's gonna make poor Hunter Hayward take his time on this restart. That's also going to give Brendan Hartwell an opportunity to go into third position. He goes to the high side. We bunch it up coming out of 2. Hartwell to the high side. Hunter Hayward to the low side. Hayward, man, boom, like he just had a rubber band shoot the back end of his car. Shot up into third position. Did you see that?
He did. He drove it off into 3 saying, I'm taking third back. This is my position. Guys, step back. This is my championship to win.
Stipien looking to make a move here. Steven Stipien was driving like a madman for just a moment. The number 81, Stipien's got Caress around him and Leffler as well. Leffler in front of him, Caress to the high side. Those two have been racing back and forth this entire restart. And here comes Cedric Hunter looking down back behind Stipien. Stipien behind Leffler. Caress hung to the high side out to dry. But he's making that high line starting to work, Zach, on lap 101. And, you know, it started before now, but you can see that second groove really it's coming in.
It really tends to here at this track. That's the beauty of Richmond is, you see Brad Delta get up the groove, and look, Stephen Leffler, he's going to try to make the pass on the bottom. You really got to work someone over on the bottom to get by him now, because if you just hit your marks up top and get a good run off, you seem to be able to hold the person off as Brad Delta now will slip back down behind Stephen.
Yeah, and that crossover move is so dangerous because when you make that pass on the high side, dive down to the inside, you have to get on the brakes and you have to decelerate so quickly that the guy behind you just lifts. He's going to roll through. He's going to roll right through you. So you have to have smart drivers behind you that can understand that, hey, he just took that monster run. His momentum's going to slow up a lot quicker than mine and let off a little bit sooner. Get a little bit of that brake going on, a little trail braking in order not to run over the car in front of him.
Braking's the key here at Richmond. Let me tell you that you can make up a huge difference at this racetrack just from individually braking different than somebody. So that's the key, man, here. And right now we got a train of cars here and see who can make their way up through it. Cedric Hunter's actually got back to the 8th position now, so great recovery after that pit road speeding penalty he got there on that first pit stop.
He's following Stipien, who's behind Delph, Leffler, and Hartwell. That's going to be 4th on through. Your first 3, McWhorter, Whitley, and Hayward, excuse me. Haywood? I've called this kid before. Why did I mess up his name?
Hey, it's easy to do, man. Trust me. Trust me.
You sound like you're talking this is like a 6-month ago conversation, but the other way around, where I was talking to you going, it's all right, kid. You'll mess up. You'll get over it. It's okay. Just keep going. And now you're like, don't worry, Lee. People will forget.
Oh, man. You got the Lee-isms. Love it.
Lap 107 to 225 as we are looking at the 91 machine of Braden Caress. Caress now running in the 9th position. Half-second lead over Michael Yarrow in the 10th position. Haven't talked about Yarrow a lot tonight.
No, I really haven't. He's kind of been lurking, and he did take that extra set of tires that these other guys didn't. So we'll have to see if he has a little bit of advantage in that 95 as he's starting to work his way back up. But, you know, Yarrow's a very patient driver from what I've come to know from racing him and, you know, not only calling his races, but, oh, man, I got some crazy racing going on up front as I'm speaking about Yarrow.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, Mark just blocked him to the yellow line.
He did. Mark Whitley said, no, sir, you shall not pass. and slammed the door on Hunter Hayward.
That was
Hey,
very aggressive.
it was, but I tell you what, man, the mental IQ, the driving IQ of Hunter Hayward, is far and away more superior than mine. This kid reads a track. Look at him diving down to the inside of Whitley. They're going into 3. Going to try to power him out, going down to 4. Overtake that second position. They're going to be door to door coming out of 4. They almost door touch at the start finish line. Hayward stays to the inside. Whitley going to try to slam that door once again, and he does. Hayward, nice move there by just letting up ever so slightly because Whitley was not going to stop. And now Hayward's going to drive to the backside of him.
Yeah, I gotta tell Mark he's lucky you don't have this guy driving the car, because he would have ended up in the outside fence right there if he drove me like that. So I mean, Mark's doing everything he can to help his teammate, but at the end of the day, I think you're driving over your head doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he slammed the door hard. Here comes Hayward down to the inside again, and he's going to spin him.
Coming, I seen that coming. It was a mile. I mean, that was obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you block so much and so much and so much.
Yeah, that was asked for. Yeah, we seen that live there. So we already seen the caution. That's what happened. There's the 21. He got tired of the 77's shenanigans there, and I mean, that's short track racing right there. That is literally short track racing, because you got to weigh your options as a driver. Hey, I can throw the block, hold this guy off for a few laps, and really hold him up and mess with his head. But at the end of the day, when that driver behind you gets tired of that stuff, you're going to go around, and that's short track racing, man.
Yeah, and Hayward came over the radio and apologized to Whitley and said he didn't know he was going to check up that much. And he's an honest young man, so I'm going to believe him at his word. But if it had been me, that'd have been on purpose.
Yeah, I believe, like you said, I believe Hunter actually did that on accident. But it's just my thing is, you can only take so much from a guy in front of you, and if someone gets to your inside multiple times and you block at a short track, I understand blocking at bigger tracks, but when you block at a short track, you're just asking for that contact to happen. So, no harm, no foul. Nobody got any real big damage there. But I tell you what, that just shows the 21. He's here to play tonight. I mean, he is not here to get ran over and get pushed around. So,
Whitley only back to the 12th position, lap 114 of 225. So still plenty of time for Whitley to work his way back up. And then you got to look and see, all right, did Whitley believe that it was an accident? Did he think it was on purpose? How hard is he going to race if he gets up there to Hayward? So lots of Hunter's still apologizing. I love that kid. But how is Whitley going to race him once he gets back up there? So we go through our top 10 real quick. McWhorter, Hayward, Hartwell, Delph, and Cedric Hunter, your top 5. Adams, Aaron Bradford, Yarrow, Leffler, and Stempien round out your top 10.
Yeah, I expect Hunter to be definitely fully apologizing there. He, like you said, Lee, there's still plenty of time for Mark Whitley to get back into this race, and he's trying to make it known, hey man, that was a mistake. That was my bad. But yeah, the big thing is he's trying to cover himself for later in this race, and Mark Whitley gets up here. But the speed that Mark Whitley has, I expect him to get back up, especially being 11th now. Man, that's gonna put it in an interesting place now for the rest of these guys also.
Yeah, Hunter just said, "I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me later in the race." So yeah, Hunter's like, I might have just messed up my championship chances right there. But no, Mark Whitley is one of those kind of drivers that he drives hard, but he also drives with respect, and that was something that he would have done on purpose to someone if they drove him that way. So it's tit for tat. It's a racing incident, and we're just going to move on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I don't expect Mark to do nothing back. It's that would be pointless. I mean, so especially affected champion. And as we're under caution here with the lights going off, looks like Joseph's going to take the outside line again, and that's the beauty here, Lee, of iRacing. So if you're out there and you haven't checked out iRacing, come try it out. I mean, they got trials and also codes to get cheaper off. So it's definitely ways to get iRacing, and you can you can play on a controller. There's proven fact that people actually can do very well in this thing for controllers, at least to try it out and get a taste of it. So, and you see here we got multi-groove racing. You can race side by side here. The leader's electing to take the outside lane because he knows like that lane's gonna work. So that just shows you how cool the sim is, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then you start getting more and more into it. Then you start going, if I got a better wheel, would I be faster? If I got better pedals, would I be faster? And then you're yeah. So start off in a very inexpensive manner just to ensure that you like it. And man, look at him mixing it up here. Going into 1 and 2, McQuarter and Hayward at side by side, coming out of 2 with Hartwell right behind them. Then you got Cedric Hunter going to the inside of Delph. Here comes Stepien coming into 3. We got Leffler going up towards the back wall in 3. Across the line, it's going to be McQuarter in first, Hayward second. Here comes Hartwell and Cedric Hunter coming right to the backside of Hartwell. Stepien now looking Delph to the high side. Here comes the 77 of Mark Whitley. Whitley has made a run back up. Coming now into 3 and 4. Cedric Hunter caught to the high side. Whitley's going to follow along with Stepien. And now the number 5 of Hartwell. 3 wide as Stepien and Cedric Hunter split him like Moses parting the Red Seas. Here comes Mark Whitley to the inside. Now underneath Hunter. Cedric Hunter, he's going to slide into 4th position. This gives Joseph McQuarter a chance to pull out into 1st. But now here comes Hunter Hayward in 2nd and Stepien in 3rd. Now underneath Hayward. Steven Stepien now drives underneath Hunter Hayward. Is going to take over 2nd position. Lap 121 of 225 on the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed. Oh, there goes Cedric Hunter. He's going to nose tip the 77 of Will. He's going to drop him all the way back behind Todd Neese as we go into 3. Zach, what a race we have going on right now.
This is what you call differing strategies with different tires all around the racetrack. And man, oh man, here comes the 21. The 77 already gave the 21 a good shot going into the corner before, so he's going to get by now. And here comes Lane Doyle. And this is just guys on different tire strategy. As you see, Stimps able to take lead. Whitley on the newer tires. Here comes Lane Doyle, Braden Caress, multiple guys, and that shows you what fresh tires do. These guys are just driving through the field.
Driving through him, as you said, and McQuarter kind of in no man's land, but he's got Whitley right behind him. And then Lane Doyle up to 4th position. Go Bob Ross, go. It's the power of the Fro. Bringing him up to 4th here at Richmond. So Steven Stepien, the new leader for the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed. 2nd place, Mark Whitley, then McQuarter, Lane Doyle, Braden Caress, Brendan Hartwell, Hunter Hayward, Stephen Leffler, Bradley Delph, and Todd Neese up to the top 10.
Well, now this shakes everything up here. As even Joseph McWhorter now dropping back. Lane Doyle's by him. Braden Caress should be the next one to get by him. And this is set in motion of very interesting races. Now let's put Hunter Hayward back to the 8th position too. So, wow, that just shows you the strategies differing, how much it can shake stuff up here at Richmond.
Lane Doyle moving up to 3rd position behind Whitley and Steven Stepien. We're looking at Leffler now. Now we're going to drop back to Hunter Hayward and Todd Neese. Neese in 10th position. Hayward is going to be sitting in 8th position. Todd Neese, in 9th position. Bradley Delph will be in 10th as we drive that into 3 and 4. In front of Hayward is going to be Brandon Hartwell. McQuarter is going to be polite and let someone go on by him as he did not get tires. Yeah, mixing it up here, lap 127, Zach, as these guys are starting to, they are not shaking it out and single filing right now. No, sir, Bob.
No, they are not, Lee. As they're riding on board here with Todd Neese. He's the next in line possibly here to get himself up because he's in 7th now, directly behind Joseph McWhorter. He's on new tires also. So I imagine Joseph will get passed by Todd Neese here at some point. And then from there, it'll be 7th on back, old tires, and 6th on up on the new tires.
Driving it through 3 and 4. Stepien continues to lead with Mark Whitley in 2nd, Lane Doyle 3rd, Caress and Leffler rounding out your top 5 as we are still riding along with Todd Neese. Neese with McQuarter in front of him, trying to chase him down. Back behind him is going to be the number 5 of Brandon Hartwell. We go into 3 and 4. And you can really, as you said, Zach, tell the difference between the new tires and the old tires. And when do they plateau? When do they even out to where then we've got everyone kind of the same?
That should happen probably within 30 to 40 laps. It's going to take a while for that to happen. So it's going to be rough for these guys at the moment. But if they can just hold on and do well here, they should be all right. As Steven Stipien doing everything he can to hold on to this lead. But Todd Nice is now got by Joseph McWhorter. Also, that pushes Joseph back to 7th with Hunter Hayward at 9th. So that right there puts it in the point still in Hunter Hayward's favor, as he actually is getting by Hartwell now to move himself up to 8th. So only 1 point behind his rival there for the points championship. So back to where we were.
Back to where we were. Whoa! We got Whitley back, rear-ended the back end of Stipien, and then Lane Doyle couldn't check up, got to the back end of Whitley. That was all coming out of 2. Braden Caress able to escape around out of that. He's going to shuffle down into 3rd position. But I think Stipien had some back wheel spinach, and Whitley just didn't see it, couldn't check up in time, bought the back end of Stipien's car, then Lane Doyle had nowhere to go.
That was very close to being a big incident there. Mark Whitley had to check up, and then Lane Doyle getting in the back of him. As here comes Caress on the inside of Mark Whitley. Oh, looks like they might almost touch here, but a little close on the door, side by side as they race down the back straightaway here.
Down the back straightaway, it's going to be for 2nd position. Braden Caress on the inside, Whitley on the high side. Caress now got the run, going to hug the bottom line and power out and have a 3/4 of a car length lead over Mark Whitley for 2nd position as they go into 1 and 2. Will firmly take 2nd as Whitley's going to commit to that high line. Now drop down inside right behind Braden Caress. Lane Doyle right behind them, and then you're going to have Stephen Leffler moving up to 5th position. Leffler now looking down to the inside of Lane Doyle as we come out of 4th. Doyle might have some front end damage after rear-ending Whitley like that.
He very well might. And even Mark Whitley looks like he's got some damage now. Leffler, he's coming into the picture here in the 72, and he's been looking pretty strong here. So let's see what Leffler can do with these newer tires.
I love that view. Robert's just got some of the coolest camera packs right now.
It really does. Freaky fast for you.
Freaky fast.
Bring you the freakiest cameras. Oh God, that's terrible.
Had no idea where he's going with that one.
Yeah, that's bad.
Open your mouth and your brain goes, yeah, what you going to say, dude?
It's going to say you shut up.
Riding along now with the 91 of Braden Caress. Caress is riding in 2nd position. You're looking back at Mark Whitley in the number 77. Nope. Yep.
Definitely are here as Caress here trying to catch up with Stimpy, but Stimpy's starting to pull a little gap. So he's rebounded after lighting those rear tires up multiple times and starting to go forward. As I tell you what, it's definitely interesting to see the 2 different strategies out here being played right now with Joseph McWhorter, Brandon Hartwell, Hunter Hayward, Seth Hunter, Brad Delph, and Michael Yarrow. All these guys on the older sets of tires. Completely different strategy. What's ahead of them. So.
Yeah, they're back after 10th position. So let's look and see. So McWhorter's in 7th. He pitted on lap 72. He is number 30. I'm trying to see. So yeah, so McWhorter's the last one on the old tires, the first one on the old tires. Then Hartwell, Hayward, Cedric Hunter in the number 11, Bradley Delph, and then you got Michael Yarrow in 12, who's on fresh tires.
Yes, he's on fresher tires than these guys also. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting game being put right now. And I can tell you what, looking at the lap times, Joseph is starting to run faster times than Lane Doyle and Todd Nice. Now he's still slower than the front 4, but he is running lap times faster than those 2. So we got a battle for the lead actually. Caress gets it inside Stipien here.
Caress to the inside of Stipien, and we'll take it into turn number 1 and take the lead. If he can hold it for 3/4 of a lap, we'll get that bonus point for leading a lap here at the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed at Richmond International Speedway. Richmond Raceway. It's one of those. They've named it a few times.
Yeah, it's Richmond Raceway now, as they continuously change it, of course. But hey, Gotta keep trying new names, right?
Right. Lap 143 of 225. As we haven't said hello to the chat lately. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. How are you guys doing? Show me some love out there. Show us that you're we haven't put you to sleep. We're not like Bob Ross. You turn us on in order to go to sleep at night. No, you're actually interested in not only what we have to say, but this exciting race here with Sim Racing Unleashed. So get those thumbs up, those care emojis going. Get the likes on the videos there on YouTube. Make sure you follow the page on Facebook, subscribe to the page on YouTube. Lots of big things coming from Freaky Fast Broadcasting. No matter what the league, you know you're going to get a great broadcast and entertaining yet informative commentary.
That you are, Lee. Here's, man, oh man, this race has been swung wide open with these different strategies. I am thoroughly impressed with how these guys who did this other strategy are sitting right now, because they still have 2 sets of tires left while the other guys have 3. We're nearing where you could pit to make it to the end here. I mean, you could pit now and make it to the end on fuel, but I would say around 75 to go, which we're nearing here in the next 4 laps, would be right in that window of when you want to pit. So I can see, we can see pit stops happening as early as 5 laps from now, or as late as now as 20 laps. So we should see pit road start opening up here in a little bit.
Yeah, something happened with McQuarter, and he said he should have wore his brown pants. Lane Doyle right up behind him now. Doyle's running in 7th position, so he's falling back to 7th.
That he has. Lane Doyle definitely the pace dropping off for the new tires in that 32. So we'll have to see if he can continue to hold on there. It's a little ways back to Hartwell now, but Joseph now has Todd Nice also in his sights, but the top 4 have kind of broken away as actually Steven Leffler now battling side by side with Steven Stympian in the 81.
Yeah, you saw that too, huh? They got real close there. They're going the 1 to 2 door to door. Leffler to the inside, Stympian on the high side. They power coming out of 2 and not going to quite clear. I'm going to have about a half a car length lead, but then Stympian going to let him go on by there into 3 as they approach the Mountain Dew car. I mean, not Mountain Dew, excuse me, the Mellow Yellow car. He should have wore his yellow pants.
Oh, that's a good one. It's definitely oh yeah, that was close.
Yeah, he flirted with that wall, and he felt the new iRacing physic of the air cushion by the wall.
It saved him.
Sure enough, did there, Bo Rob.
What did you just gain the accent right there from talking about air cushion?
You have no idea how many voices live inside my head. It's crazy.
I can only imagine, Lee. I can only imagine. As this battle here still been going on, the 5, the 21, the 11. Hayward here, he's has not been able to get around this 5, and I think he's starting to burn the tires up trying to get around the 5. So it'll be interesting to see when these guys, like I said, hit pit road. Because, you know, if you pit early here and the caution comes out, you can get trapped a lap down. And I think Hayward needs to wait till people start pitting, and or at least till McWhorter pits. He needs to just focus on really McWhorter, who's up to 5th now.
Yeah, and he's got Cedric Hunter behind him, and that's one thing that, you know, Cedric is a very determined driver. Cedric is a very, you know, I drive the way I drive. But a lot of people, they end up rear view mirror driving when Cedric Hunter's behind him, and I'm hoping that doesn't affect Hunter Hayward with Cedric Hunter behind him.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, having that pink car behind you can definitely do some effects to your mental. Let me tell you, I've had it behind me many of times, and just having a car that big in your mirror, it definitely takes your eye off the prize. I would say, you know. You kind of start driving more to keep them behind you than to go forward, and that can lead to some pretty big mistakes.
So lap 155 of 125, we have 71 laps to go here at Richmond Raceway with Sim Racing Unleashed. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, and Oz himself, Robert Moya Jr. joining you here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It's like the gang's back together.
That's right. They are. As I tell you what, now that we've got to that point, Lee, this is the plateau point because Joseph McWhorter is running faster times than pretty much any race car on this racetrack, mostly.
So McWhorter's running in 5th position as well. So let's see what's going on with him. But I mean, Braden Caress is not far. Uh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong guy. So yeah, I mean, there's only about a half a track length, half a lap. That's what it's called, Lee. Half a lap lead from Caress back to McWhorter.
Yeah, he's got a decent sized gap on him. I mean, he busted off a 22.76 there. We'll have to see when McWhorter runs here at 86. So still a tenth faster than McWhorter there. So he definitely was in some traffic. But Caress's pace is really really the only guy who's actually faster than Joseph. Really, personally, is Caress. While these other guys are starting to struggle a little bit. Looks like Mark Whitley here getting a little pressure from Stephen Leffler now too. Also, as this battle for second and third heats up, Stipian's dropped back a decent bit on them. He's running 22.9s to Joseph's 22.8. So Joseph should catch Stephen, and this is where Hunter Hayward has to start a little bit of worrying about how this is all going to shake out now because he's running in the 9th position. He can only have 6 positions in between him and Joseph at some point. And right now, Cedric Hunter looking to his inside with the lap car at the 44.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is thinking about that Hello Kitty car right behind you, and you got Hartwell to the high side. Hartwell's going to let him go on by. Sorry, that's not Hartwell. That's Robbie Darnell.
Yes. Yeah, Hartwell's starting to drive away from these guys here. So, and Cedric's playing very nice, I must say, to Hunter here. He's definitely giving him a little bit of slack, I think, because he knows the situation he is in for the points, and not being too aggressive with this 21 right now.
Yeah, it'd be a completely different story if this was the second race of the season.
Oh yeah, I think
right there would have changed completely, and then Bob Ross going to drop down to the inside and go ahead and let Hayward and Cedric Hunter around. So Lane Doyle and the Bob Ross machine and the number 32 going to fall back to 10th position.
Yeah, lanes continue to fall back here, and that's good though for Hunter there, as he's definitely got Todd Neese also coming into the picture for him also, as he's pretty much running similar times to Todd Neese, but he's only about 2 seconds back. If he can just be a little more consistent than that one, he should be able to gain that position. Joseph's now passing Steven Stippian in the 81 actually for that 4th position, so he's going to continue to need to gain positions and hope that Joseph can't drive up here to the lead.
Well, Stippian came over the radio and told McWhorter he's having a rough time with his wheel, so I'm not sure if some damage is rubbing on a wheel or what, but he's having some rough time exiting these corners that you can see there, just not wanting to cooperate with him, it seems like.
Definitely seems like it's not to his liking at the moment here as he drops back to that 5th position. As he's definitely starting to fall back with a 23.2. So, yeah, he's definitely in that point of the phase right now where he's struggling a little bit. I think Cedric Hunter has hit pit road in the 11. So I was wondering who was going to hit pit road here soon. And he's the first to elect to do it. And I think that's a pretty smart call on his end.
Yeah, get that quick pit in. Go ahead and get on out. And then let's see what happens. So Cedric Hunter will pit. He'll drop back to 15th position as he comes out.
I tell you what, this is all going to get shaken up here. The strategy right here could completely throw a monkey wrench in this game because it's not over yet. We still got a while to go here at Richmond, and if a caution was to come out during the pit sequence, that could throw everything into a spiral.
Yeah, we've seen that happen a few times on Freaky Fast, right in the middle of the, like the five lap pit window and everybody going in and out, and all of a sudden a caution flies and it just jacks up everything.
It can happen at any moment, especially at a track like this. This place you can just lose the rear end, and from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of guys starting to struggle with that rear end, and this is the moment when you're going to see that caution happen. I'm hoping a few of those guys maybe elect to say, well, I better go in, my tires are pretty dead, but we could see it shake out to where there is a pretty quick caution here if these guys can't hold on to their tires.
Because I haven't seen anyone or heard of anyone that's thinking about pitting besides Cedric Hunter. And Hunter, that's probably his last pit of the race, unless there's extraordinary circumstance.
I like his call too because he's going to be able to run a lot faster here. He's running 21:58 right now, to really one of the fastest times being running like 22.9s at the moment. So he is putting down some burner laps about a second and a half faster than anybody. And you hit the plateau, it seems like, on these tires pretty quickly. It happens about 30 laps in. So if these guys the thing is, there's not a lot of laps to go. So the other guys are going to have to pit. I think what Joseph and Hayward are thinking is they don't want to catch a caution, so they're staying out as long as they possibly can. But at the same time, that can really hurt you also.
So the difference between McWhorter and Hayward is 4 spots as of right now.
And that's not enough for Joseph, as he only needs at least 7 in between them.
Yeah, McWhorter in 4th, Hayward in 8th. So McWhorter would need to go on and win with Hayward sticking around where he's at, or for Yarrow and Delph and Lane Doyle to pick up the pace a little bit. Ooh, ooh, I heard a woo.
Woo. Seems like we got a lot of sideways cars out here on the racetrack, scaring our camera operator here.
when you guys can't hear, but we can just hear woo, woo, woo. We don't know what the hell's going on.
We're like, what? Uh-oh, we missed something. But it looks like right now, Will starting to catch up to the back of Stympian also. So if Hayward can get into the top 7 here, Lee, he's closing in on Nice and get by saving Stympian. That puts him up to at least 6 there. That's even if Joseph goes and wins the race, he still wins the championship. So, ooh,
we got loose there.
Yeah,
the 21 of Hayward got loose trying to go underneath Nice. Nice was nice enough to go ahead and let on off and let Hayward straighten himself back out and take the position. So Hunter Hayward will move up to 7th position behind Stympian on lap 174. But that back end, it's one to go on around.
These tires are completely destroyed. The rears are gone. Hayward now up to 7th. He's in position to win this championship here once he gets past Steven Stympian and gets up to that 6th. That'll completely lock him. I believe in 7th he'll still be completely fine also. So he's looking well off here. He's actually got Cedric Hunter coming up behind him here on the new tires. And this will show you what new tires are like. This 11 is going.
Yeah, he is. Drove right up to the backside of Hayward and said beep beep like the Roadrunner. Zoomed on by. The Hunter Hayward in 6th position. Cedric Hunter is in 12th position.
Oh, my bad. The biggest reason I like this strategy Cedric's pulling here is these guys don't have a lot of laps to catch up. I mean, it ain't like they got a full run here to catch up. They're looking at, not many laps here. Really coming here about 45 to go here soon. So that's not many laps to catch up personally on the blue tire.
No, and that puts Cedric, he's still a lap down.
Yeah. He's in a lucky dog at least now, so he's got himself to where if the caution does come out now, at least he's not trapped. And you're going to see Hartwell, I think, pitting this time here also in the 5.
Yeah, so Hartwell's going to come on lap 178. And we're probably going to see a lot more matriculating on down pit road as the laps start winding down. 47 to go here in the season finale of Sim Racing Unleashed. Brandon Hartwell's going to come into pit. Looks like Hunter Hayward's going to stay on out. Nice is going to stay out. Caress is out.
And someone just needs to tell that 21, no mistakes on pit road here. That's the big thing, because when you hit pit road here under green, if you get a penalty under green, your race is done. That's championship finito. That's the last you'll hear of us say that he has a shot at it, because there's no way you're coming back from that unless you get a bunch of cautions in a rash at a time. And someone is in the pit wall, guys. I don't know who that was, but I think they reset. I believe it was Gomez, and he got reset, so we're good. Ooh, but he drove straight head first to pit wall.
Yeah, those aren't fun. When you see those yellow barrels come flying up, you're just like, I can't do nothing.
Who was it? Did Hartwell actually make a mistake on pit road? Is what I wonder. No, it doesn't seem like. I thought I'd seen him come back down for a second time. But it doesn't make sense. So.
We're right along with the 77 of Mark Whitley. Now we're going to be with the 30 of Joseph McWhorter. McWhorter is running in 3rd position, but Hunter Hayward up to 5th. Not enough spots right now, but I tell you what, McWhorter is doing everything he possibly can to say there was nothing more I could do to win this championship. And then here comes Hello Kitty. Meow.
Yeah, and Cedric on them new tires blowing by. But I tell you what, it's not out of the window for Joseph to not win or to win this race because he's only 3.3 seconds back. And we've seen what he's been able to do once the tires have evened out. He's closed that gap about a second now on Braden Caress. We're really only about a second back from Steven Leffler. So it's getting into that window where he can't continue to make his way up because I tell you what, Hayward's back in 9.4 seconds back. And he's going to have to worry about these other guys pulling this strategy too that they're doing.
No, I mean, how many people are going to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and run 100-plus laps on a set of tires here at Richmond. No big deal.
You know, with the cautions we've had, I mean, we haven't had a caution since those guys pit. I'm not sure how far they can go. Roughly, I think it's around 90-something laps. So maybe they could stretch it. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, the 3 of Aaron Bradford. Yeah, McWhorter's still out. He pitted lap 72. Hunter Hayward pitted lap 72. Hayward is just right now following the McWhorter playbook. And so whatever he does, I'm going to do just to ensure that he doesn't get too far ahead of him.
Yeah, I think that's a definite call there. And I mean, if these guys have gone over 100 laps, they had the caution laps to help them get here, but it may be close on fuel for these other guys now.
So we bring it around lap 188 of 225. Hunter Hayward is 38 laps to a championship with Sim Racing Unleashed. And Zach, you talked about the way the season started for Hunter, the way he turned it on there midway through and lead it on up through tonight's race. Talk a little bit about the journey of Hunter Hayward.
It's been one whirlwind. I mean, I remember the first race, one of the first races I did here at Sim Racing League at Dover, how strong the kid was there. Didn't really know him that well at this time, but over the time I've grown to know Hunter. Just speaking with, working with him here, he's joined us in the booth. The kid has so much knowledge, and he's using every bit of that knowledge to use what he's doing on the racetrack. And it's so impressive to see him at this young age be this stout and, not make mistakes and silly mistakes at that. It's very easy to make silly little mistakes, and he has not done that in this 21 so far throughout the season. And his growth has been exponential. It's just got better and better each week as we've gone on.
So 35 to go here at Richmond. Under a 74-degree sky, 79 there on the track. Only a 5-mile-per-hour wind. Relative humidity at 62%. Perfect night for a race, Zach. Who's eating chips?
That's not me. It's just me playing with plastic as I'm going to jump in as Zach lost the internet again, but he'll be back here. It's got Robert A. Moyer up here in the booth with Lee Tidwell. These guys are calling an excellent race as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here with Sim Racing Unleashed. Here brought to you by Freaky Fast Broadcasting.
Yeah, still waiting on those pits to happen. McWhorter has moved up to second now as he has overtaken Leffler. Leffler falling back to third. Hayward will remain in fifth, but still not enough positions between the two as we go down to 33 to go. And Braden Caress is just kind of cruising away with a 2.7-second lead over Joseph McWhorter.
Yeah, like you said, Lee, Hunter Hayward is he's doing a Joseph McWhorter deal. Whatever he does, I do. So I think he's just gonna run it until Joseph decides to pit. If he doesn't, well, then he's not gonna pit because they're both on the same pit cycle. So I don't see them all saving too much of a difference on fuel wise.
So we have someone that wants to join us in the booth. I don't have admin rights, so if you want to bring Mr. Steven Stempion up to the booth, he is requesting entry, sir. Is that you, Mr. Stempion, or is that Zach Hall?
Stempion. And Zach's back.
Yeah, sorry guys, second time I had some technical issues there.
That's all right. We have another guest in the booth, Zach. Steven Stempion has joined us up here for the remaining 30 laps here with Sim Racing Unleashed.
Oh, welcome, my friend.
Hi, gentlemen.
Hey, man. Well, you can tell us best. Can these other guys make it on fuel? That's my big question.
The guys that pitted with me last time can.
Wow. Okay, this this is actually pretty interesting. Then I think Joseph and Hunter then now are just trying to stay out as long as they can to try to catch cautions. Now Joseph's got up to second.
Yeah, me and Leffler were talking a little bit. He can make it. I was going to be able to make it, but I had enough of that setup tonight.
Yeah, McWhorter moving up to second position, not pitting since lap 72, so he's about 125 laps out. We had a few cautions in there or not. How much longer, fellas, can he go? And Hunter Hayward as well before they have to pit?
That's my question, Lee. Do you have really any idea there, Steven? Really?
I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see them to, the minute McWhorter goes, Hunter's going to go in. And I'm probably going to save another 5 laps probably.
Yeah, it's got to happen soon, in my opinion. I think right now they're trying to catch caution. They just know the inevitable right now. And
I got a little inside info. Hayward's got 5 laps before. And McWhorter's pitting. McWhorter just came over the radio.
All right. Well, we got Joseph pitting. I tell you what, if I'm Hunter Hayward, I'm hitting pit road this time because you cannot. You gotta keep up with Joseph here. He can't let too many positions get in between these guys, and he's hitting pit road.
Yeah, very smart move by Hunter Hayward to go ahead and follow McWhorter on into the pits, and let's pit on the same lap, come back out, and keep that gap less than 6 positions between the two. And Hunter Hayward will walk away with the season's points championship here with Sim Racing Unleashed.
Zach is in here, so we might see a caution. All right.
If they could have made the 15 to go, it would have been a caution. Okay, if they could have made it there, but I look, hey, they should have pitted earlier. They should have known 15 laps to go is when the caution's going to come out. As Joseph pulls off this time, I tell you what, Hunter Hayward was so conservative getting on pit road there, too, guys, and
just gotta keep it clean. Patient.
Yeah,
just stay behind
that's
him.
a big thing. Yeah, and one mistake here can lead to you losing the championship, and I'd hate to see it, but let's see how this all works out now. The thing is we just got to see how many positions they can put in between. Joseph can put in between him and Hayward because he's about a full straightaway and a corner ahead, so he may be able to put a good bit of positions in between us here by the end. We never know.
These two have been fast all night, so we'll see. See what happens. It's all about lap traffic if they can get around.
Yeah, and Hayward's going to gain back one of his laps as he passes Caress.
You look at, too, before that pit stop, McWhorter and Hayward were kind of catching the leaders that pitted, 10, 15 laps after that?
Yeah, they were very, very strong there near the end. So it'll be interesting to see. Right now, only 1 position in between them, and actually Jason Adams now by. So they are dead even, or really only 1 position behind is Hunter Hayward. So right now, it's Hunter Hayward's game to win. But I tell you what, it's Brad Delph is about a straightaway ahead of Joseph. Then you have Lane Doyle about another whole corner, and Steven Leffler about spun it, guys. Whoa.
Leffler almost loses it there.
I don't know if you've ran this track since the update, but this setup was a lot different than before the update.
It's a handful now. Definitely is. Usually this track is, but sometimes we have more tame setups, and I can tell from just watching tonight, it's entry to exit loose.
And we're turn in the middle of the corner either.
Interesting. So it's the loose in, tight through the center, loose off, snap.
Yep. At least for me. I mean, I was battling all night. It was terrible.
Yeah, it looked very difficult out there, man. I gotta say, as we got 18 to go, Caress now pretty much in cruise control mode. He's saying no caution, please. And I tell you what, this is gonna shake up very interestingly. I mean, even Cedric Hunter though, he's up. He's only 13 seconds back, and what is he running? He's only running 2/10 off the leader though, because even with the pressure tires, that just shows you the plateau you hit. Once you get around a 22.8, you really run that from a 23-second flat to that the rest of the time. Consistent.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. You know me, I save tires. I couldn't save one of the damn tonight. So
it's a tough place to do it, man. That's for sure. Is really looking at lap times wise. So Joseph will be passing Brad Delph here pretty quickly. He's actually on the back bumper now, so this will put one position in between them. And this is going to need more than that. Let's see where Lane Dool not too far ahead. Michael Yaro also not too far ahead. Hartwell is going to be the one he's going to have to catch, and I don't think he will, because Hartwell's coming out of 2 right now. It's just across the
do we see a surprise winner tonight, though?
I very well think we could. I mean, Caress here, not sure if he's ever won in the Cup Series. Actually, I have to look at that real quick. It seems like, yeah, Caress has not won a Cup Series race this season. So that in itself will be great for him. But also, and we can't factor out Todd Neese, too. I mean, Todd Neese was only 16 points coming in. I mean, he's going to need more than what he has right now, but he's in 5th. Well, the plot thickens, my friends. A 3-position difference now between Joseph McWhorter and Hunter Hayward.
What's the cutoff, 6?
Yeah, so he came in here 9 points back. They both secured. Joseph should have secured. Actually, he may not have by now, actually. It'll be interesting to see who secures the bonus point for leading the most laps. But if, say, Joseph does, that means he's got 3 bonus points to Hunter Hayward's 1. So that drops the lead from 9 points down to 7 points. So they'll need a 7-position gap to tie. So 6 positions will make it a for sure win for Hunter Hayward, because Joseph would get the title 7 points, or 7 positions in between.
Imagine if we get a late race caution. Oh,
yeah, and Joseph's on the lead lap now. So that's a huge factor also right there, is if Joseph gets caution now, he's sitting pretty well off, as Hunter Hayward has a good bit till he catches the leader, about a corner till he catches the leader. He's going to need to get back on that lead lap before he wants to see any type of caution with 11 to go here at the Richmond Raceway for this championship.
And side note, it's great to see Lee back up in the booth.
I know, right?
It just so happened out that I had a spare day before the Christmas rush of people buying stuff online. Please remember, everyone, if you buy something online and you call the customer service, those are just people. They didn't package your stuff. They didn't make your stuff. They didn't make UPS lose your stuff. Be nice to them. That's all we ask.
Definitely so. Definitely true.
I believe Kayla said hi out there. I know she just yelled at me because I didn't say hi.
Yeah, you better say hi to her. She said hi in the chat.
I don't see that stuff.
Congratulations on the engagement, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Saw that on Facebook, and my first thought, and I told you that earlier today, was about time.
About damn time, right?
That's right. As 8 to go here at Richmond Raceway, we have Braden Caress, Stephen Leffler, Mark Whitley, Cedric Hunter, Brandon Hartwell. Your top 5, then Todd Neese, Joseph McWhorter, Michael Yarrow, Bradley Delph, and Hunter Hayward will finish out your top 10. Hayward and McWhorter separated by 3 positions.
Yeah, 3 right now, and I think Joseph's going to catch all the way up to 5th. So right now, Hayward really, he just if he keeps going forward, and he should catch Brad Delph here in the next few laps here with 6 to go. It should be a pretty considerable lock unless a caution comes out. The caution is the key factor here, though. If the caution comes out, then right now Justin McWhorter personally sits in the best position as Jason Adams is drifting through turn 1. He saves it. Whew.
Ooh.
I thought that was the caution right
I
there.
was gonna say, if you get another caution, do you pit if you're I don't think you get enough time, right? Or do you?
I think you pit, but the big thing for that is Hayward's gonna have to take the wave round. So if Joseph goes forward then and Hayward can only say finish in the 10th or so position, then Joseph only has to finish in that 3rd position, and he could do that with the pace he has here with 4 to go.
He's running down Hartwell right now.
Oh, he definitely is. He is on it.
Hayward's about to pass Caress.
Yeah, that's huge.
Another turn.
That's huge for Hayward here before we get these final few laps in. If the caution comes out, Hayward needs to be in front of this 91 so he doesn't have to take the wave around and he can get new tires.
Yeah, he's right on the back side of him now, going to the inside of 2. Caress is going to let him on by, so Hayward now back on the lead lap.
Big key here with coming to 2 to go here as Caress comes out of 4. Joseph McWhorter is to the back bumper of Hartwell. This will now put him 5 positions when he gets his position, 5 positions in between the championship drivers, and I don't believe he's going to catch Cedric Hunter here with 2 to go.
No, looking at McWhorter, Hunter is 3.7 seconds ahead of him. I don't think there's a way for him to catch him there, and that would put him about 2 spots short of a championship. As we do go white flag. So we got Braden Caress in the lead, looking to win his first cup race of the season here for Sim Racing Unleashed. But we're going to go to the number 21 of Hunter Hayward as he will cross the line with 1 lap to go for a season championship with Sim Racing Unleashed. Into 1 and 2.
I'm so proud of that kid.
Following Bradley Delf down the backstretch. He's going to come down to the inside, come around 4. And ladies and gentlemen, your season champion for Sim Racing Unleashed, number 21 of Mr. Hunter Hayward.
What a season. Congrats to Braden Caress on the win, first of all. Great run for him tonight to get that strategy call. But I tell you what, Hunter Hayward, you have done it, buddy. You are a champion here at Sim Racing Unleashed. I can't explain to you how happy I am for the kid.
So Braden Caress will take first, Leffler second, Whitley third here in this race. But your season champion, number 21, Hunter Hayward, as he is going to join Braden Caress here at the start-finish line. We got some dueling donuts going on for Sim Racing Unleashed.
What a great way to end the season, guys. That's amazing there. And congrats to the 2 winners here tonight, Braden Caress and Hunter Hayward. I hope everybody out there enjoyed it, but we will take one small break here to get our top finishers in here and get also our champion in here to get talking with the wonderful drivers here.
Yep, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have multiple drivers up in the booth to speak with, and we'll be back in just a moment here on Sim Racing Unleashed on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And welcome back to Sim Racing Unleashed on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. What a season finale we had here at Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. We've got our podium finishers and our series champion, or season champion, to speak with. So first we're going to bring our third place finisher, the number 77 of Mr. Mark Whitley, into the booth to speak with Zach about tonight's outstanding race.
Hey, Mark, it's Zach up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Hey, man, well, what a race it was for you after coming back from a spin there between you and the 21. You're able to drive yourself up to third on a different strategy, able to make the fuel all the way to the end of this race, man. Was closing in there on Leffler, possibly to get yourself into that second position, just not enough laps. But how was the race for you, buddy, and how was the season overall?
Yeah, the race was pretty good. There was some kind of weird stuff happening with the qualifying. They put the wrong setup in, so I was just trying not to wreck during qualifying. Kind of put me mid-pack. Was able to kind of drive up there decently in that first run. I've always enjoyed this track, so that's pretty good. And then on that ensuing like 3 or 4 cautions, however that was, put me right behind Joseph. I know he was a little bit faster than me, so I wasn't trying to give him too much headaches. I know he's racing for that championship. And then I don't know, Hunter just, I don't know, he just kind of got on my rear bumper and never got off of it. I wasn't too happy about it, if you couldn't tell, but had to come in, get some fresh tires. It, messed those up, and then I drove back up there and just had to give him a little bit of a bump just to show my displeasure. But I didn't want to completely ruin his night, because I know he's battling with a championship too, and never want something like that to come in between 2 people running for it. But I had to at least show him a little of my displeasure. But we're all good now, we're even. Yeah, the rest of the night I knew it was gonna be close on gas, and once I burnt my stuff up too bad trying to get back through the field, because I was driving a little pissed off, honestly. And then eventually 72 got by me, and I was just like, all right, let me just make sure I can make it to the end of this, and just kind of babied it a little bit, letting off early, letting it coast in. And yeah, the last couple laps there, 72 was coming back to me, and I thought maybe I could get around them, but I just didn't have the tires. And if it was maybe 5 more laps, I could have maybe passed them, but if it was also 5 more laps, I wouldn't have made it on gas. So that's how it happens. 3rd place to finish the season. It's been a pretty good year. Wish I could have been battling for the championship with them, but there's always next season.
That's right, buddy. Always next season, and a valiant effort. That's pretty interesting here. You guys are that close on fuel. I was pretty sure it was going to be pretty close. So it's good strategy call from you guys to put yourself in that box to make it to the end there. And man, what was like the biggest struggle tonight? It seemed like the rear traction was just really hard to keep a hold of.
Yeah, for me, if that first run I ran it a little bit hard, and again that last run, I feel like I couldn't rotate in getting in, and that made me slow down a little bit more, and I had too much wheel in it, so it made it loose off. That's what I was kind of struggling with. Kind of the middle, the race there, I had it pretty figured out. I didn't run it too hard or whatnot, but yeah, it was trying to make sure you had to add a little rear brake, trying to help it turn in, but not to overdo it, because there was a couple of times when you get on the brakes a little bit too hard and you're going into a 4-wheel slide, and that's never fun, especially going in turn 1 here. It was a little crazy, but just talking about how close on gas, I looked at my fuel tank when I crossed the line, and I had half a gallon left. So if that race had been 1 or 2 more laps, it might have been a little bit different ending.
Hey, that's for sure, man. If one more lap, that could have been definitely, or a couple more laps, that could have been pretty interesting for you guys. But congrats on 3rd here to Mark. Anybody want to send a shout out to, man, before we close out tonight's season?
Yeah, shout out to my parents. I think they're tuning in watching. Freaky Fast are putting on a great season worth of broadcast. All the fans, they're always great tuning in every week. My wonderful fiance, and then also Driven Motorsports. I'm not sure how it wound out. I think maybe he might be 1 point short, but Joseph put a hell of a fight up for the
2 points.
Championship. 2 points. All right. Well, 1, 2, either way. That's still a pretty good finish to the season. I know he wanted a little bit better, but hey, you can't take it from him. That 2nd place, he earned it. So
definitely did, buddy. Well, congrats on 3rd, and we will catch you next time.
all right, have a good one, guys.
And that was Mark Whitley, your 3rd place finisher. We're going to bring up our 2nd place finisher here this evening, and that is going to be who is that going to be? It's going to be number 72 of Stephen Leffler.
Hey, Steven, it's Zach up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, Zach?
Oh, it's going great, man. Well, what a way to finish out your season here in the 72, man. You were able to start in that 13th position tonight, and it seemed like you just kept coming forward and, the whole race, just gaining positions on it as the runs went on. And you were able to make that good strategy call there to pit when you guys did, and y'all were able to stretch it all the way to the end. How'd that all play out for you, and how was it from the driver's seat?
Yeah, I really focused and practiced on getting the long run in. I didn't run any less than 50 laps a run. Besides when I got wrecked. Yeah, I'd focus on doing the long runs because I was hoping we'd get some long runs in tonight, and we definitely did. It was a wonderful race. That caution fell right about, where I wanted it to strategy-wise to try and stretch it to the end, and I was able to make it with a couple laps left on fuel.
Yeah, we heard from Mark. He said he was very close on fuel also, so you guys just called the perfect strategy to be able to make it down to the very end here. Use every gallon and drop of fuel y'all had in those fuel boxes. And man, I tell you what, it's been a great season for you, Steven. You've had your ups and downs and had your bad luck and misfortune, man. But overall, looking at the season, how was the season overall for you? Because this is the closer tonight.
Yeah, I really hate the chase format because this is 2 years in a row that I've come into the chase with the points lead, the championship points lead, the regular season, and same thing. I get in the chase and I can't get a good finish. I just have bad luck. So tonight really capped off the season on a good note. I would have really liked to got the win. Man, tongue twister there. But I had a little bit of a edge of the seat moment with about 20 to go, and I don't know how I kept it from either going around or hitting the wall. I was able to keep it going and salvage a second place finish because I was closing in on Braden about 2 or 3 tenths a lap there, about 20 to go.
Yeah, just a great race overall, man. It was so fun to watch from up here in the booth, Steven. You guys pulling that strategy off. I didn't even think about y'all making it on fuel, so way to go on that. I completely went out of my mind, and then y'all just kept going and going. I was like, they must be able to make it or something because they should have pitted already if they want to be able to use them fresh tires up. But man, what a great finish and what a great way to end the season. And like you said, unfortunate for the the playoffs. You were super consistent all the way up to it, and then sometimes the way these playoff deal works, you just get caught up in stuff and you can never dig yourself back out of that hole. So I'm sure next season you'll be able to put yourself in a good position and hopefully not have to worry about those misfortunes, man. But congrats on second year tonight, Steven. Anybody want to send a shout out to before we let you go for the season, man?
Yeah, of course, all the guys at SRU, especially the admins, preparing for next season, getting everything lined up, ready to go. So shout out to all the admins, shout out to all the league drivers who showed up all year long. Really appreciate everyone coming out and putting in some fun time. Don't get me wrong, there's been some ups and downs for just about everyone in the league, but it was a real fun season. The racing really got good towards the end. Hopefully we can start off the season next year with some good racing we got going now. Shout out to 22Q Family Foundation for letting me run their colors. Budget Sim Boxes for making all the button boxes and stuff, getting those out to everyone. And then, special thank you to you guys for broadcasting for us all year. It's been a great ride to have you guys on board.
Well, we appreciate everything, Steven, man, and also thank you for your button box, man. Those things are awesome. Make sure we didn't hear from our sponsor, shout out Budget Sim Boxes. Go check them out because those things are awesome. But yeah, man, thank you very much, Steven, and man, you have a great night.
Thank you, you guys as well.
So that was your second place finisher, Mr. Steven Leffler. Our winner, Brayton Caress, unable to make it with us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the main event and bring down your season champion for Sim Racing Unleashed. It is the number 21 of Mr. Hunter Hayward.
Hunter Hayward, do you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I can tell you this. You are the Sim Racing Unleashed champion. And first off, I want to say much congratulations, buddy. But what's going through your mind right now?
I still don't know what just happened. I seriously don't. Oh my God. What? I don't. What? incredible race by everyone. I mean, the competition I was going against, McWhorter, unbelievable car. I couldn't beat him. I thought I had a good setup this week too, and he was pulling away, and I just thought, well, since I can't pass him, he just needs to be 7 spots behind me, or in front, or less than 7 spots in front of me. And so when he was on the same strategy as me towards the end of the race, I'm just saying I'm pitting with him. And I did that, and he turned out to be 5 spots ahead of me, and I was pushing my tail off in that end of the run, and I can't believe it. I really can't.
Well, buddy, I can tell you, you better believe it because you done did it. And I'm so proud of you up here in the booth. We've seen your growth throughout the whole entire season, all the way leading up to last week's win, which was Storybook. Now the Storybook finish of, you getting your first championship here. And, really, can you put the season in words, the ups and downs, and, what was the mindset coming into the playoffs? Just describe to us your championship winning season.
Yeah, when I came into this league, I was definitely not as good as I am right now. I was still really strong. I liked running that Daytona race. I was pretty strong there, and I knew this was going to be a great league. But a lot of the season, especially in the beginning, I either wrecked out or just had really bad luck. And later on, I kept learning from everybody, McWhorter, Stimpy, and all the dudes who like to save their tires all the way up until the Kentucky race, and I just put all that stuff together, from building a short run but keeping a long run good, passing lap cars, not being too aggressive, and I won that Kentucky race. And then I come into this, I'm just saying, well, I'm consistent every week. I know I can take home a championship, and I tell you, I still don't know what's going on right now. I really don't. That was an incredible race by everybody. It came down to the wire. Couldn't have been any better in true NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, NASCAR Cup Series fashion. But yeah, that was unbelievable.
Somebody pour some champagne on him. Get him. Come on.
Hey now. Kid friendly champagne.
Right? You got
Ginger ale.
apple juice.
Apple juice. There you go.
Well, Hunter, I tell you what, man. This is probably the biggest compliment you're going to hear. That was a Jimmy Johnson-esque performance tonight, to keep your head on cool when the situation looked at its worst. You just kept your mind in the game. You did what you had to. This season, like you said, from the start of the season to now, what do you think the biggest thing you've learned over the whole entire year?
I've mentioned his name once in the broadcast. I'll mention his name again. Alan freaking Kulwicki. That man, I've learned more from him than anybody else. Well, no. Second behind Jimmy Johnson. There we go. But Alan Kulwicki taught me so much about. I've watched a ton of his races and all the ones he wins. Everyone else, and Stimpian too, my teammate, everybody on my team taught me patience. I used to be a guy who, well, now I'm in the front, I just need to hold everyone off. Now I'm saying, well, I just need to keep my tires intact, everything else, and I'll get in front of people. And that's really helped me build, and I'm just so grateful that I've gotten so much better from learning from others instead of being towards myself and thinking, well, I need to be in the front. I like the more patient style, because it gets to where you are, where I'm at right now today.
And that's a very true statement, my friend. You definitely had Jimmy Johnson-esque, Alan Kulwicki-esque performance here this playoffs, man. It's been so impressive to watch you grow and continue your growth, and it's only up for you here from now on, my friend. You keep going up. Trust me, just because you made it to the top don't mean you can keep growing. So that's the biggest thing. So congrats on the championship here tonight, Hunter. Definitely this is one you're going to remember forever. Anybody you want to spend a special shout out to that led you up to this championship?
Yeah. I actually checked the broadcast right after the race, and I saw all my family on there. Thank you to everybody out there, all the support. I love all y'all. That was an incredible race. My teammate and Stim, he's here up in the booth. Shout out to him. All my teammates out here smoking. He actually helped me get to where I finished right now. Stim, he was my spotter towards the end of the race. I just want to tell everybody, don't let your age be a factor. If you have a dream, just go after it. I don't care what you go through. You're gonna have ups and downs your whole life. You just don't give up. You're gonna go through stuff you've never seen before, but the outcome is what you're going to want it to be if you're willing to work for it. So I'm so thankful, everybody. That was incredible, and I'm just so thankful to take this championship home.
Well, Awesome stuff, Hunter, buddy. It's been a pleasure to call, a pleasure to watch. Congrats on the championship. Go celebrate, buddy, with your family, and you have a wonderful holidays.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's right. Thank you, buddy. You have a great night, though.
Congrats, buddy.
And that will do it not only for the broadcast, but for the season of Sim Racing Unleashed here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, as we will bring up the final race results here from Richmond, Virginia, with Braden Caress coming away victorious. Stephen Leffler in second position, Mark Whitley in third, Cedric Hunter fourth, Joseph McWhorter fifth, Brandon Hartwell sixth, Todd Neese seventh, Yarrow eighth, Brad Delph ninth, Hunter Hayward 10th. A 5-position difference, 2 points. Lane Doyle in 11th, Jason Adams 12th, Aaron Bradford 13th, Robbie Darnell 14th, Steven Stippian 15th, Clifton Ashley 16th, Gomez 17th, Cheswick 18th, Loby 19th. One last time. Rodrigo Longa will be in 20th, Max Wider in 21st, and Buzz rounds out in 22nd position. Fellas, another season in the books, another awesome broadcast in the books. I look forward to doing lots of things with both of you in many different capacities coming up, but reflect on this season with Sim Racing Unleashed.
Well, it's been a ride, man. I've had, met lifelong friends here. It's been a blast and a pleasure, and just, somewhere it's really fun each and every Sunday to come here and do this, man. And it's just, I can't put into words how happy I am for Hunter Hayward, because I know how much that kid bleeds and sweats racing, and it kind of reminds me of a younger self of me, how much he enjoys it, and it's just cool to see someone like that get a championship and fight the way he did. And I can tell you, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have bet on him, but he kind of blew me out, my expectations out of the water with how he performed in the playoffs. He kept getting better and better, and it was just super impressive to see the kids grow throughout the season and the growth of the league. These guys all improved. I mean, from driver 1 to driver 20, the improvement from each driver was immense, and it's always fun to watch that. And I know, Steven, you probably want something to say here, so the floor is yours, sir.
I appreciate that. I know this is going to be our last broadcast with you guys for a little bit, but I'm going to miss you, Robert. I appreciate everything you've done the last 7 months. You really made this fun for not only myself, but obviously my fiance and my dad. My dad just said hi. And obviously everybody at the league, we appreciate what you guys have done. You, Lee, obviously, like Zach said, we made some friendships. You guys are the best. We're going to miss you. I'm going to miss you guys, that's for sure. What a season. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Man, I haven't been on Sim Racing for quite some time, back in the NNR 2003 days. And this is probably the most fun I've had since then.
Well, I'm glad we were able to bring that to you, man. And we've had a blast too. And I'm sure, it was cool to have it come full circle with Lee come back too for a final time too. So thank you, Lee, for being here tonight and able to join us on this adventure we've been on. But man, oh man, I've had a wonderful year here. Robert, any words from yourself, the boss man himself, to close out our broadcast here tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Steven Stempy, and congratulations on your engagement to your girl. We became, like you said, friends. I'd like to say thank you for Sim Racing Unleashed, letting Freaky Fast be a part of this league for the last year. We'll be working together in the future, everybody. It's just sometimes things got to change, and it is what it is. But again, thank you to all the league drivers, all the admins, everybody that's a part of Sim Racing Unleashed. Thank you, Lee, for coming back, like Zach said. Zach, thank you for calling out the races for the past 7 months, and Brandon and the rest of the crew that helps here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But that's about all I gotta say, man. One well of a race. My last thing I do want to say here is congratulations to Hunter. I have a lot of respect for that young kid. He is a very smart kid, really race knowledge kid. He joins us up in the booth on Monday nights and sometimes Wednesday nights. We'll see what he has all planned in the 2021 season, but hopefully he'll join us when he can. But that's about all I gotta say. So we will be live tomorrow night at 7:50 with who are we gonna be with? Man, I got so many things going
Rush.
on.
Adrenaline Rush.
Gentleman Rush. I do apologize for that. I should have known that because I just looked. We'll be at Las Vegas in the trucks with them live at 7:50. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night again on Facebook. Don't forget to hit that bell, follow button, like button, and share it to your friends and family. If you're on the YouTube side, don't forget to hit that like and bell and share it to your favorite social media platform of your choosing. But until tomorrow night, we like to say here at Freaky Fast, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Bye.